In this video, I'll be teaching you how to crack open a neighborhood by outlining the 5 absolute worst ways, and quite truthfully, some common mistakes that people make when trying to make their first sale in a new neighborhood, side by side next to the 5 best ways to crack open that new neighborhood. Now, whether you are brand new in this business, welcome by the way, or if you're a seasoned veteran, this video is going to apply to you because often it's making our very first sale or making our very first sale in that new neighborhood, and we're up against it. We have an uphill battle to climb, and all it takes is that first sale in that neighborhood to build that momentum that carries you forward, like it did for Bill Sansom, who I interviewed on the channel at age 60, who did 2.2 million in sales in his very first year and dominating 60 out of 73 homes in the neighborhood. And by the way, Bill was using my roofing sales success formula. There's a link in the description below. But this video is not about selling you anything. It's about teaching you the 5 worst and the 5 best practices to crack open a new neighborhood. Want to say thank you to Addison. Addison direct messaged me on Instagram. If you're not following, it's at Roof Strategist, at Roof Strategist. And Addison said, hey, do you have a video on cracking open a new neighborhood? And the answer is no, I don't have a video on it. It's included in my complete sales strategy and all that. But I said, you know what? This is a great time to help folks get into new areas because we're coming into the winter, we're plotting and scheming ahead, we're planning on what we need to do into the coming season, or maybe we're working fringe areas and really capitalizing on our year-end sales. So Addison, thank you so much. Now let's get to today's video, but you might be noticing something. I'm not wearing a hat because I got a big boy haircut finally. Maybe you'll start seeing me looking dapper more often. Hey, before we jump in, welcome back. Or welcome. My name's Adam Bensman, the Roof Strategist, and everything I do here on this video in a very fast pace is designed to help you smash your income goals and give your customers an amazing experience. So if you haven't done it yet, click the link in the description or go to theroofstrategist.com right now. I've got a freebie for you. It's my Pitch Like a Pro roofing sales training video library. All the videos I've ever done, organized by category for easy binging, and it's great for everybody. Best, it's totally free. So click the link or go to theroofstrategist.com and get yours right now. Now, let's get to today's video. 5 worst and 5 best ways to crack open a new neighborhood. Let's hit into the first way. Number 1, and by the way, there's what I'm going to do is hit on the left side of your screen. I think that's the left side. We'll see how this shakes out. It's going to be the worst ways followed by the best ways. So worst way is to take your time. I often see this lack of urgency. Take your time. So many people will be out in the field and they'll be like, oh, look, we're going to go out and get a neighborhood. We're lollygagging around. They go, no, time is money in this industry. We have to think of it that all of the homes that need a new roof, they're like fruit on a tree. When it's time to harvest, it's either a severe weather event or seasonality or a neighborhood that needs a roof. And we know that all other roofers are wanting to pick the fruit that's available before it either is inedible or it rots on the tree or it already gets harvested by other roofers. So time is money. So taking your time is one of the worst things you can do. You don't want to be too casual. Time is money, so it's important to be speedy. Think of yourself like a emergency dispatcher. You got to get out to the scene as fast as possible to help. So taking your time is the worst thing. Speed and time is money. And it doesn't matter if you're late on a storm like I was in my very first selling season when I was 8 weeks late. There's still opportunities that are there for you. You just need to find them. So again, worst way, take your time. Best way, speed. All right, next one. Worst way, the drive around method. This is where you burn money. You hemorrhage time, okay? Time and money get wasted because you're out in the field, you're putting miles on your car and truck, you're spending money in gas, and you're driving around aimlessly looking for the best opportunity. And the reality is, chances are you're just trying to avoid getting out of your car, your truck, and knocking doors. So instead of just driving around and figuring it out as you go, what you need to do is have a plan. Now, there's a lot of different ways to have this plan. I've done a few videos, one of which we will link at the top here, which is digital scouting. This is a way for you to use hail maps of your choice or severe weather maps. Or if you're in the retail world, how to use public data to sort homes based on build dates so you know how old those roofs are, because there's trends usually in neighborhoods. So you can get your eyes on, all right, I got a plan, I'm going to go to this area or this neighborhood first. So you want to do your scouting and have a plan to get to your destination quickly so you're not burning time driving around aimlessly. All right, let's go to the next one. Biggest mistake is showing up at the wrong time. Many people in this business, they get excited, I'm going to go start knocking doors, and they go out during the middle of the day. I've done another video on this, which I will also link to up here, on the best time to knock doors. It's important for you to keep a pulse on the neighborhood because every neighborhood may be different. You're going to find some where the retirees are home, and you can work those 9 a.m. through noon, 2 o'clock before you go to the blue-collar communities from 3 to 7. So it's important to keep a pulse on the neighborhood, but it's extra important to just know best practices. So don't go out at the wrong time. Go out at a time that you know you can make sales. Best practices, that window is 3 to 7 p.m. And listen, I know right now we're coming in, gosh, my handwriting is like getting worse. 3 to 7 p.m. During the week. And then on Saturdays, my favorite window is that 10 to 3. Okay, so 10 a to 3 p. And during the week, that window of 3 to 7, I know right now we get dark earlier. We're coming into winter. These are things that we face. Yes, you can still be out knocking doors as it gets dark, and you can just use that time to line up your appointment inspection, as long as you're respectful of people's, time that you're showing up. You're not showing up at 9 o'clock at night or something. You are okay to do that. So 3 to 7 or 10 to 3, this will be on Saturdays. And many people ask, you may be thinking this right now, and if you are, kudos to you. Hey, what about Sundays? Every market is different. If you're in a community that it wouldn't be appropriate due to religious reasons, then don't knock on Sundays. Other communities are less conservative, and it's totally acceptable. So my point is, you don't know till you try, and the worst thing you can do is piss someone off. And guess what? You're in door-to-door sales. You're really good at pissing people off. It happens. We can't please everybody. So again, worst, showing up at the wrong time. When you're getting a new neighborhood, stack the cards in your favor. Show up at prime time, 3 to 7 Monday through Friday, or 10 to 3 Saturday. All right, let's keep chugging along here. Next one, worst way to open a new neighborhood is what I call cherry picking. This is where we drive around and we just look for the perfect house that speaks to us, which, by the way, this can be a good tactic at times, but not when we're trying to crack open a neighborhood. I've been guilty of this. I'm driving around and I'm just looking for my spidey sense to tingle. When's the good opportunity? Are they outside? Are they doing this? Trying to catch the person at the prime moment. Again, I've had really good success doing this at times, but not when I'm trying to open up a new neighborhood, because it is a game of numbers. I need to get on the doors to drive results, to get traction, to start talking to people, to have a reason to be there. So cherry picking is not a good way to open a new neighborhood. Instead, what you want to do is focus your time on hitting the homes down the street. So what I'm going to write down here is hit the block. All right, get all of the homes hit. So worst, cherry picking, waiting for that ripe opportunity, the easy one. We all look for the easiest things in life. It's how we are as humans. Don't fall victim to this. Don't fall trap to this. Hit all the homes on the block. All right, this brings us to our next one. And this is probably the worst mistake followed by the best advice. And honestly, if I had to trim this video down and give you one piece of information, it would be this. And here's what it is. The one and done. The worst is the one and done. I was so guilty of this. You knock on a door, no one's home. Knock on the next door, no one's home. Knock on the next door, no one's home. Knock on the next door, no one's home. All right, I knocked that one. Let's go to the next neighborhood. Knock on this door, rejected. Knock on this door, rejected. All right, I'm tired of this neighborhood. Go to the next one. Knock, and then it rinse and repeat. So what we end up doing is what we call the one and done. Hitting the doors one time saying, I worked that neighborhood. No, you didn't. No, you did not. You barely started. So best practice, instead of the one and done, is to do what I call the multi-touch marketing approach. Okay. Now, I've done an entire video on the multi-touch approach, and there's going to be a link to that right up here. The multi-touch marketing blends all of the touches you need to become familiar. Who do you buy from? People you know, people you like, people you trust. This is sales 101. So let me ask you, if you show up one time, do they know you yet? No, they have no clue who you are. And if you're a smaller company, if you've never been in that neighborhood, this one and done, you will never get traction because you are fighting an uphill battle. But when you pair the SLAP formula that I teach with a multi-touch approach, show up, leave a letter at the door, show back up, send a letter in the mail. Each visit you're there, you have a reason to be there that is relevant to that homeowner. There's familiarity that builds from seeing you in the neighborhood, driving by, eventually seeing your yard sign, the neighborhood's chat, the neighbors chatter. They see you up on roofs. All of a sudden, you become the world's largest roofer to that person. It doesn't matter if you have a billboard. It doesn't matter if you have a $50 million a year marketing budget. It doesn't matter about anything other than the people that you are serving in the neighborhood. So, your mission is to get in the neighborhood, and as other folks call it, they stick and stay. Get in that neighborhood. Other folks camp out in the neighborhood, breathe familiarity. These are all different pieces of language that my people have shared with me that they use to describe the ability to use the multi-touch marketing approach. So, right before we wrap up, this entire concept of the multi-touch approach, breaking into your first neighborhood, is available to you as either one, an add-on to the battle pack. There's an option for you there to add on the complete sales strategy. I help you and guide you through a 7-day sprint, literally telling you, do this, say this, here's the material to use, and I walk you through it all, including getting you access to the material, the battle pack to use. Or if you want to go to the next level up, whether it's just for you or your team, you can get access to the Roofing Sales Success Formula, which is the battle pack, my sales strategy, the canvassing strategy, the objection strategy, the closing strategy, just ground up training for everything to help you dominate that neighborhood after you crack it open. But first, we got to crack it open. So we're going to do a quick summary here. 5 worst and best ways to do it. Worst way, take your time. Remember, speed is money. Number 2, driving around versus having a plan. Number 3, showing up at the wrong time. You need to pair the 3 to 7 or Saturdays 10 to 3. Then we have cherry picking as the worst. Don't go through praying that just some easy blossoming sale is going to fall into your lap and be ready for the picking. It doesn't happen like that. You got to hit the block, which brings us to the last one, the one and done. Get in the neighborhood, stick and stay, and work that multi-touch marketing approach. Listen, if you're interested in any of those programs or strategies, there's links in the video description, and as always, you're welcome to reach out with questions. I'm happy to help. Hey, just because this video is about to wrap up doesn't mean your In My Time has to. So here's a video that I think, well, YouTube, let's face it, thinks that you're really going to like that I've made for you. Hopefully one you haven't seen yet. And if you want to learn my multi-touch marketing approach, click here for this video, and I will see you on the next one, maybe or maybe not with a hat on. We'll see you soon.